look surprised.
Well, I am. It's a little late.
Too late. Are you going to ask me in?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where's Carolyn?
She went to the movies with Linda. What do you mean it's too late?
I just had a talk with Jeff Kramer. They're having an affair, all right.
You're sure?
He tried to deny it, but he gave it away.
She lied to me.
That seems to come as some kind of shock to you.
Yes, it is. Oh, she denied it to me, too. And Oh, I don't suppose I ever really believed her. I knew something was wrong. I just hoped it wasn't this serious.
Did you wring your hands, too? That's just about as effective as hoping.
I did everything I could.
Except to stop it from happening.
Well, you see, Fred, this is not a jail. I am not a warden. I did everything I could to reach her, to keep this from happening.
This would have never happened if I'd been here.
Well, all right. All right. I'm a total failure as a parent. Does that make you feel any better, any happier? Does that solve anything?
Places the responsibility where it belongs.
Oh, does it? You're her parent, too.
Every other weekend, with your permission. There's no such thing as a long-distance parent.
And whose fault is that?
I moved to Boston as a favor to you.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the breakup of our marriage in the first place.
You're the one who insisted on a divorce, not me. But that's water under the bridge. Let's talk about now. About the fact that I went to Boston to give you a chance to make a new life for yourself.
Oh, and that was a terrible sacrifice for you, wasn't it, Fred? Of course, the fact that you moved to Boston to accept a better position had nothing to do with it, did it?
I assumed that new life would include Carolyn, but obviously you were too busy.
I have never been too busy for Carolyn.
The plain fact is, you can't handle her.
Fred, I have tried to talk with her. I have tried to reason with her. She just won't listen to me. Now, you tell me what more I could have done. Should I have locked her in her room? Should I have had her followed by private detectives?
You might have tried setting a good example.
What?
Why should she listen to you, to your platitudes on morality? While you carry on right in front of her.
Carry on?
Can you deny it?
Yes, I do deny it. Carry on!
It's rather obvious how you dote on old Doc Rossi. The whole town knows it, including your daughter. She's not a child anymore. She knows what's going on between the two of you. And you can't expect to maintain two sets of rules, one for her and one for you.
Why not?
Why not? I just told you, because she's not a child anymore.
Oh, no, Fred. Oh, no. There are two sets of rules. There are. I've agonized over that. Carolyn may not be a child any longer, but she's not an adult either. And until she's old enough to be responsible for that kind of behavior, she's simply going to have to learn to live by the rules that I have laid down for her.
You can set down rules from here to eternity. They're not going to do any good if you don't set the proper atmosphere. And you have been so busy, so wrapped up with Mike Rossi, you've let your daughter get completely out of hand.
Oh, Fred, you just wait a minute. If anyone has set a rotten example in this household, it was you. How do you think she felt when she found out the real reason for our divorce? Oh, no, Fred, she learned deceit from you. I think we have you to thank for her rather mixed-up view of adult relations.
I repeat, this would not have happened had I been here.
And I repeat, she learned it from you.
With an assist from you.
Oh, well, I'm not going to get into a shouting match with you, Fred. That doesn't solve any problem. But Fred, I called you because you can get through to Carolyn. There's no sense in denying that. You can. You've always had a special relationship with her, a special way of talking to her. Ever since she was a child, of straightening her out, and she doesn't seem to resent it from you. You know, even now, after everything, she adores you. She looks up to you, and that's why I called you, because I thought you could help.
I'll help, all right. Since you seem totally incapable of handling the situation, Carolyn had better come and live with me.
That's ridiculous.
The court might not think so.
A court?
I'm sure I could get a custody hearing based on your relationship with the good doctor.
Fred, what are you talking about?
I'm not going to walk away from my responsibility this time.
Oh, but there's no basis. I've done nothing to warrant...
Don't get so upset, Marsha. If you haven't done anything to warrant reconsideration, there's nothing to worry about. Besides, I don't think it'll be necessary to hold a hearing. The court might let Carolyn decide for herself whom she'd rather live with.
Carolyn will never live with you.
Let's look at it this way. Carolyn comes with me. You'll be able to do as you please.
Stop now, come on. You're almost there. Come on, look at the beach. Look at those white clouds. Smell that ocean air. Come on. Come on, look at those bikinis. Go get them.
Ah.
Boy. Huh? In the Riviera.
I don't like it. I'm going back to America.
Hey, already? Why don't you sit down for a while?
Later.
Hey, you don't have to push this.
Get off my back.
I'm sorry I opened my mouth. Go. Straighten up.
I can't.
Straighten your back. All right. Now move.
I can't.
I said move! Before I have you arrested for loitering. Go.
Home.
Good.
Bravo. Bravo.
Hey, Betty.
Darling, you were wonderful.
Ah, you spoiled everything. I was going to surprise you.
No, I like it much better this way. I just thought I'd stop by to say hello. Has Norman been around today?
No, I haven't seen him. Why?
Nothing, I just wondered. Has Golden Boy here been giving you a lot of trouble?
Yes?
Yes. Hey, I was only kidding.
I wasn't. My big problem with him now is keeping him in that chair. As a matter of fact, I'm having straps installed just to keep him down.
Yeah, well, you can save your money because, you see, I'm going to dump this thing in about a week.
Listen to him dream of it.
Oh, no, I'm serious. I'm going home. No correction, I'm walking home. Right?
Sure.
What's the matter? Don't you believe me?
Well, of course I do.
She just doesn't want you getting your hopes up too high. Isn't that it?
Right. That's exactly what I mean.
No, there's something bothering her, though.
I'm fine. Look, I really do have to run, though. I've got groceries in the car.
Listen, if I see Norman, shall I have him call you?
No, it was nothing. Look, I'll see you this evening, huh?
Want more?
Just get me up there. Okay, this time I'm walking to the Cape. All the way to the waterline.
No games. Just do it.
Look, I have my own way of doing things. Why should they bother you?
All I want is that you deal with these rails and those legs. I don't want you to forget for a minute that the problem's real.
Thanks.
Now, if you need any churning up, here I am. When you get here, you can take a swing at me. How's that?
That's all the incentive I need.
Good.
I've had it, Stephen. I've really had it this time.
Oh, of course, of course.
So this is your idea of a homecoming for Rod. Well, Stephen, you're not going to get away with it. You just don't quit, do you? You just don't give up. Well, I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Norman, you upset my secretary when you come bursting in here like this. When you upset my secretary, you upset me. Now, suppose you tell me what you're talking about.
Betty,
What about her?
last night.
Oh, the portrait.
Yeah, she called me last night and she wanted me to help her hang it.
Well, it's heavy.
I want that portrait out of her house, Stephen. I don't want it there when Rod gets home from the hospital.
This is a plot, isn't it? A terrible plot on Stephen's part.
You can't get it away, Stephen.
I know you disappoint me, Norman. You really do. I keep expecting certain maturity from you. I suppose because you're married, you're still the little boy at the Saturday matinee, the little boy with licorice all over his face. Look, do I have to submit to this childish anger every time Betty says this and Rodney says that?
Oh, come on, counselor. You're much too clever for me. Why don't you just say it straight? Why did you give it to her?
Will you listen to my side of the story just once? Now, I had nothing to do with this. Nothing.
Oh, sure. Absolutely nothing.
Have you asked Betty how she got it?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
All right. She said it was hers and she took it.
But what?
But, Stephen, it's not that simple. You're a lawyer. That portrait's your property. How could she take it unless you wanted her to have it?
All right. If that's how you think it is, then why don't you bring the portrait back yourself? You leave it out front with my secretary, and I'll take it home with me this evening.
Because Betty wants the portrait, period. I tried to talk her into bringing it back.
Well, then you have some idea what I went through.
You mean she really asked you for it?
She demanded it.
Great.
I didn't want her to take it, but short of preventing her physically, I couldn't stop her.
She's got to know it'll hurt Rod.
Have you ever liked Betty, Norman?
Of course, yeah.
Come on, come on. Presto, Norman, the adult. Have you ever liked Betty? When she was married to me? Now, when she's married to your brother?
Well, I can't figure out. I mean, she throws me. Sometimes I think she's wild about Rod and she'd do anything for him. Then something like this comes up, and I think she's trying to hurt him, whether she wants to or not. You know, it's like something inside of her that says, take over. Take over his life and shape it like it's clay. But, you know what, Stephen? I always thought you and Betty were right for each other. You're both a little like Grandfather Peyton. You can't live without your daily diet of turning and twisting and manipulating.
I'm coming. Eli Carson here. Who do you want to speak to?
Hello, Mr. Carson. This is Betty Harrington.
Oh, hello, Betty.
I'd like to ask a favor of you if it isn't too much trouble.
Nothing would be too much trouble for you, Betty.
Well, I need a picture hung.
Well, now you are probably talking to the best picture hanger in the whole of New England.
Good. Well, it's a heavy one.
Yeah, well, that's a matter of leverage. If you get the proper leverage, you can lift anything.
Mr. Carson, it's been hung.
What?
I don't know what happened. But thank you anyway.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Have you stopped thinking about yourself long enough to think about me and how I feel to hear that my father's been running around checking up on me?
I hoped I was wrong about Betty, but I'm not. Now, the only reason she married Rodney is to get the money from Grandfather Peyton.
You think I enjoy this? You think I want to lose you?
There's another solution. We could get married.